You know, Ben, it's crazy because I'm just walking around right now. We had a break, so I was finally able to check out DreamHack a tiny little bit, and just to see how much everything has changed. I was here 4 years ago for the Warcraft 3 competition. As I said back then, little nerd me driving like 1800 kilometers in my old car, barely making it. I actually thought my car was going to break down like 4 times on my way to DreamHack, but I made it. Brought my own PC drink, carried my own PC around, connected, play my games. Have to go like through the big hall to find my opponents. Like C38, are you my guy? It's like that's how it was back then, man. And now you see all these guys just being flown in by their teams and having their setup and stuff. It's crazy how much.
There's an amazing staff here that handles the administration.
Yep.
We have player admins that make sure the games get played and hosted. The guys are there. We have caster admins that make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do.
We have 2 stages. Back then we had 0. Actually, we had 1 tiny little stage. I remember I casted some Warcraft 3 as well. They asked me like, can you cast since you lost in the tournament anyway? I was like, yeah, thanks for pointing it out. It's like, okay, I'll cast.
There's 2 stages here for StarCraft, but if you just look around the venue, we have stages for everything. There's people playing FIFA, there's people playing Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Han, Dota.
Well, there are so many happy people at DreamHack.
And there's just happy people everywhere. I'm looking out at like a room of like a million happy nerds.
Actually, we did not have any game sounds. We do have them right now. As we kind of switched computers, as you guys noticed before, I was sitting on the right, now I'm sitting on the left. Hopefully this doesn't change anything. If I knew about this wire on my backband, I might have changed it. I might have thought about it twice.
You know, you can just put it in front of you.
Yeah, I might do that after this game. Anyways, focusing on this game, this is the first game in group number D, the sickest group, I think, at least on paper, even though group B was really awesome for me because there were so many Protoss players. But group D has been the group brand that everybody has been talking about. Naniwa, Torzane, Hero, ForGG, just to name a few. And it's an insanely good group, insanely stacked group. And I believe Red is in this group as well. Red was not very, very pleased with being in this group.
It's a stacked group, definitely, and it's hard to pick a favorite to come out of this. Hero's coming off a pretty good run at BWC. ForGG is classically very good at DreamHacks. He's had a couple good finishes this year.
Yeah, was the runner-up of DreamHack Valencia, where he lost in the final against Teja. But still, that was an awesome performance. Hero,
ForGG also lost in the final against Mana, right?
ForGG?
Yeah.
In DreamHack?
Yeah.
No, Dimaga lost in the final against Mana. ForGG lost in the final against Mana at ESWC.
That's right. That's right. Blasphemy.
No worries, man. Anyway, you see ForGG went for the no-gas fast expand build, so super standard opening for him. He's going to follow it up with 2 Rexes, so we often see play like Torzane go 2 Rex, we see other Terran sometimes go 4 Rexes. I would say 3 is the safe in-between way. There's nothing wrong with that. And Hero on the other end, of course, here on the top side of Metropolis, went for the standard 1 gate fast expand. Hero knows how it is, man, to be a DreamHack champion. As he, of course, once upon a time beat Puma in the finals.
That was 1 year ago, Kevin, at DreamHack Winter 2011. And that was a cool
That was a
moment
close finals.
when he won. All the Liquid guys ran onto the stage,
Yeah.
pulled him out of his booth. They were all celebrating. Hero was crying. Sheth was crying. TLO was crying. It was very emotional.
You were crying, man. It's the only time in my life I've seen you cry.
I was laughing so hard I was crying because Day 9 fell off the stage during all this.
Wow, man. During all of this as well, we see Hero going up to 3 bases super quickly.
This is about the fastest 3 base that we could ever see a Protoss player
Yeah,
go for.
I think, Ben, that Hero is banking on the fact that ForGG is going for a for a triple orbital opening.
I actually think Hero's in a little bit of trouble here because ForGG's gone 3 racks.
Yep, not just 3 racks, but he's also researching Stim pretty early on. Hero's going to scout all of these Marines right now. I might actually realize, like, not sure if this is a triple orbital.
I need the best Stalker micro ever! ForGG's actually just going to hold the top of this ramp, which is, Hero's like, yes.
Hero,
yes,
Hero of course, man, does have control of the Zelda white side, so he will see these Marines make their way across the map. But as pointed out, Hero is going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's adding 1 more, he's adding 2 more gates. Oh, this is going to be quite dicey for Hero, Ben. Hero's been supply blocked for the last 10 to 15 seconds.
Could get dicey in a hurry, but these Marines are being surprisingly pacifistic. They're just kind of sitting back, chilling out. They're trying to get this house built for them.
I don't really think that Hero, that ForGG wants to do anything, at least before Stim, and maybe he's even going to wait all the way until Medivacs are out. But even then, it's going to be so hard for Hero to defend 3 places at once.
It's going to be quite a while before he's actually in a position to produce the amount of units he's going to need to stop the amount of bio he's going to be dealing with.
Look at Hero, man. He's going to go up to 5 gates immediately. So maybe he's realizing that. What I think that he misread the situation. I could be completely wrong, but I think that he was thinking that he was facing a triple orbital opening, which is something Protoss can't scout. It's something that we spoke about in the past. Some Protoss players, they just feel it, man. It's like good poker players. Somehow they just know whenever they have to do a certain build. Hero not really paying attention.
Oh!
Taking a lot of damage on one stalker. 5 gates being warped in right now for Hero.
In fact, the build that we're seeing out of ForGG is something that the Muslim has been doing a lot recently, Kev. He's it's a +1 timing, 2 medevacs, a lot of bio. A very standard attack. We'll probably see ForGG expanding as he pushes out with these upgrades, with these medevacs.
But I mean, Hero is going to go all the way up to 8 gates. And I really wonder if that's just for defensive purposes or if he's actually going to try to be aggressive. He's up to 50 probes now already, 51 even. And he's still making probes.
I guess the fast 3 Nexuses allows him to do this, or Nexi I should say. Clearing out the Zelnaga Tower is ForGG, and as he does so, he pushes out with the brunt of his bioforce.
Hero is going to move out as well. Hero has to be careful. His army is quite...
He's just looking at a couple of tidal waves about to collide in the middle of the map.
We see a big warping over here on the left side of the map, but that also means that these units won't be here for Hero.
Big stem for ForGG. He's going to get right on top of these sentries and stalkers, and he's going to kill a lot of units here. Sentries are being microed very, very effectively. At the same time, though, the natural expansion of ForGG's Hero is coming forward with a small group of gateway units. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. ForGG is going to turn around and come back.
Army supply, there's quite a big advantage right now for ForGG. A lot of units are low on HP, though.
And there's another big warp in for Hero. If these Zealots can get on top of these Marines, they're going to kill them very, very quickly. We're going to need some great micro. Oh! The sentries from behind with some great force fields, and there is no pickup. Only 3 units are going to be saved here, and all of a sudden, ForGG is in terrible trouble.
7 Marines against 9 Stalkers,
he can't
3
stop
Zealots.
this. He's at least going to lose his natural, and he very well may just lose the game right here.
Great force field over here by Hero as well. Hero's production abilities is just off the charts. He's able to produce so many units.
Oh, Kevin, I really thought ForGG was going to hit a brutal timing, but Hero...
The opposite is true. Hero's production is just too nuts with his 3 Nexus.
This is nothing like an all-in. He's on 3 bases. He's got almost 60 probes.
I mean, to some degree that's true. He's going to land one more good force field. There's just no more units for ForGG. He's trying to make a final stand, but I think Hero has done it.
Absolutely, man. He's up 90 supply to 30. GG gets called, and Hero takes that first game. What a weird...
It kind of looked like that was his plan after all, Ben, that he just wanted to go up to 3 bases incredibly quick.
And then throw as many units as possible at his opponent.
It's kind of like a weird way to play Protoss. I mean, we've seen builds like this in the past, but then at least at a Twilight Council and go for charge. MC was a fan of that for a while.
We've seen 6 and 7 gates off of 2 bases for years now.
But 8 gates out of 3 bases.
8 gates off of 3 is a new one. That's a new variation. And it wasn't, a fully saturated 3 base. It was just enough to kind of spread units. I don't remember how many gases he was on. Was he on 4 gas?
He didn't take the gases at his
yeah, definitely not at the 3rd base, but
5th and 6th. Yeah, he didn't take his 5th and 6th gas. I mean.
Well, great play nonetheless from Hero. ForGG goes down 0-1. We are going to take a very short break. Game number 2, guys, in just a second.
I think this looks better, no?
No, now we're ready. Welcome back, guys. DreamHack winner 2012, 4GG versus Hero.
That was almost like PWC, Ben. It was so funny because every single time we went live in China, Ben is like, "Welcome back," and we could hear the microphones were not on. "Welcome back," they're still not on, and then like Ben just kept saying, "Welcome back, welcome back," and then like the 7th time he said, "Welcome back," the people at home could actually hear it. It was pretty fun.
It's basically just my mouth moving on screen. Like, why isn't Bitter saying anything? Just messing with you guys.
Our mics were often on when they shouldn't have been, and they were often off when they should have been.
What's it called when you're like you're stuck in the box and you're trying to get out of the box?
Like meme or something?
Miming.
Miming.
Yeah. So I'm just. Yeah. You can't mime with your mouth though. That doesn't make sense, does it?
No. Belly speaking. Eh?
Belly speaking?
Ah, never mind.
What?
No, Ben. Never mind.
What is belly speaking? You have to explain this.
It's like belly dances. Like I don't want to go there, Ben.
Belly dancing with your mouth.
Yes. That's smart.
That sounds strangely sexual.
Ah, Ben, you have no imagination. That's what you
I'm actually imagining some terrible things right now.
Not.
Oh. Down in the bottom right-hand corner of Ohana, representing Team Millennium, is 4GG. And up in the top left, the Liquid Protoss. And the Red Trunks, as Total Biscuit might say. It's Hero.
That's so funny. He's the only one who uses it. Always the red trunks, blue trunks.
Total Biscuit tweeted me the other day. Well, he just tweeted the whole world. And he said,
wow, he tweeted the whole world and you thought it was specially for you.
No. I saw it. Well, I follow Total Biscuit, so I might have seen it if I was scrolling through tweets, but I saw it because I was looking at my mentions. He mentioned me in the tweet.
Oh, okay.
And he said, in his British accent, because this is how I read everything Total Biscuit tweets, he said, "I had a strange dream the other day. I was in a boxing match against Diapollo, and Mr. Bitter was commentating."
Really?
And
I love these dreams. I think we should like make a reality series about the dreams that pro gamers have, because I have some ridiculous dreams, apparently tasteless dreams about us playing guitar at Stopless, and Total Biscuit dreams about boxing with Apollo. Man, I wish we could all make all these dreams come to reality.
All I could think was how awesome it would be to be like, in the blue trunks, it's Total Biscuit, and actually have Total Biscuit in blue trunks in a boxing ring.
Yeah,
And then I tried to imagine Total Biscuit boxing against Apollo, and you know, I think like if they were to fight today, that TV would probably win. But you know, guys, Apollo's been hitting the gym. He's getting kind of buff. I've been doing a little bit of training with him, and I gotta say, you give me 3 months with Apollo, and I'll whip him into shape. Take anybody in the business.
All right, Ben, we'll see. We saw Hero try to get into the main base of 4GG, but 4GG went for the full wall off, Ben. So he's gonna leave Hero in the dark a little bit, certainly on Ohana, which I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a good one-base map, because I think it's always hard to one-base Hero, but it's nice to confuse your opponent a little bit, perhaps just make it a little bit harder for Hero to figure out what he's facing.
It's not necessarily a good one-base map, but it's also not necessarily a bad one-base map, because you do have this kind of area at the base of the main where you can kind of push up with siege tanks, and you can cover drops into the main base, you can cover pushes up that ramp. So it's something that Hero has to keep in the back of his mind. It's something that he has to kind of worry about. What we are actually seeing from 4GG is very similar to his opening on our last map. He's getting the fast expansion. He's transitioning over into 3 racks and moving towards the mid-game that way.
Hero, for a second I thought he was going to try to sacrifice a unit just to go past this bunker and see if there was a command center there or not. He did not do that, fortunately for Hero, because if he would have done that, Ben, I really think he would have misread the situation, because then he would probably think like, okay, 4GG is really one-basing me, because this is a fake bunker, but it's actually a real one.
Kev, I'm waiting for the day that a Terran player does an opening kind of like this, like 4GG has done, but instead of taking his natural, he floats the command center to this right side base.
To this one?
Yeah. And I feel like, you know, good Protoss are probably going to scout the natural. They'll be like, oh my god, he's one-basing me, and then they'll freak out. But it's actually a 2-base Terran. And then he take his 3rd command center in the natural, and it would be so good.
Well, yeah, it's possible. I mean, yeah.
Metagame shift.
You can get away with this, but if your opponent scouts it, man, you're also going to be in a little bit of trouble, because it can be kind of hard to defend.
Yes, yes, that's also a very true point.
I mean, I like what Hero did, by the way. Hero went for the robotics facility before he warped in those 2 additional gates, so he's going to get observers out a little bit quicker. Those observers, of course, can give him all the information he wants. Curious to see when the Hero is once more going to go up to 3 bases ridiculously quick.
It's already, if he took it now, it would be slower than it was.
Yeah, that was crazy.
On our last map.
Hero scouts 2 bunkers, and now he pretty much knows what time it is, unless this is the best fake in history. But nothing is that fake, Ben. Not even Kimber James.
That's a funny joke.
Okay.
Sorry,
trying
Kev.
to be funny.
Trying to collect. No, man. Trying to kind of recollect my thoughts after that one. Starport going down for ForGG. Where's his +1 upgrade? Hasn't started just yet, so maybe not a +1 timing. Either that or his eBay is just late. Stim is about to finish up, though, and we are still producing units off of 3 barracks.
Observer is making his way into the main base right now of 4G. Where he's going to see the tech left spinning, and this is actually going to be so good for Hero because he's going to see everything right now.
Oh, it looks like you're about to start medevacs.
Fortunately for him, there were no Marines waiting on the outsides of this base.
If I did not have this observer, I could not possibly know that.
Yep. Pretty quick robo bay for Hero. Hero not normally a player who goes for a super quick Colossus. He's actually one of those Protoss players who kind of stays away from Colossus for a very long time.
And what are you doing ForGG? Why are you putting all those units in your main?
He's probably going to try to pick up this observer. He knows it's there right now.
Oh, so good. Scans, kills it. ForGG knows what's up.
But it wasn't immediately, so Hero did at least see what he wanted to see. And we see that ForGG is very Marine heavy, Ben. He actually doesn't have a single Marauder in the mix. He's producing his first Marauder right now. But these 24 Marines...
that's actually all he has. It's just 24 Marines and 36 SCVs.
So this quick Colossus is going to be extremely good for Hero.
Yeah, perhaps a Hero player that doesn't normally play Colossus, perhaps doing it because he knows ForGG is a guy that likes to play very Marine heavy.
Yeah, he's been doing that for a long time. I saw actually quite a few games of 4G at ESWC as well, where often he opened up with so many Marines. He did it against Hostem as well. I think it was the quarterfinals of ESWC. Could have been the round of 16 as well, but I believe it was the quarterfinals.
I think Hero's playing in a 2-base all-in, Kevin. He's got 6 gates right now. And he's going to have 2 Colossi. He's going to have the Lance, so I think it's going to be kind of like the Squirtle push.
This is one Hero Observer ban as it saw those 2 medevacs leave to the left side of this map. These Stalkers slowly but steady getting in position. There's no blink, but...
Actually, they're a little bit late to the show.
More importantly, man, there's one Colossus.
Oh, okay, so medevac will
Maybe
get shot
a
down
split.
with a couple units inside. Hero's got to be careful. Yeah, he's going to be just fine.
Yep. Nice force field there by Hero as well. Shuts this down pretty hard.
A lot of Stalkers killed, though, so I mean... that was still a good denial by Hero, but it wasn't a... It was also an expensive one. He lost like 5 Stalkers there.
Yeah, he lost quite a bit.
He's going to immediately push out of his base. He has 2 pylons on the other side of the map, so he is preparing for some counter-aggression.
First Vikings are in production, Ben. There are only 2 medevacs out, so he's going to have to be super careful with these 2 medevacs after losing the previous 2. Now he's going to produce Vikings. It's still going to be so hard to get those Vikings in range of the Colossus, though.
Medevac's going to fly right in range of a pylon, and Hero saw it, so he should be able to warp in a defense, or maybe he's just going to kind of straight up go for it. It's 105 supply for Hero against 80. I think it's a very tough spot for ForGG right now.
I think it's safe, certainly. Well, he's getting a few Marauders right now, but it's still going to be too hard. He's going to try to rely on these 2 bunkers.
Stalkers were in a really terrible position there. They were out in front of everything, clogging up the Zealots. Here, I think he's going to probably wait for another warp in, but he was forced to warp in some units back at home. Medevac is dealt with, and these Marines will eventually die.
Still very good for ForGG, though, to force these defensive warp-ins, and not just that, he's buying more time for himself. We can see Hero once more trying to go in, but this is actually so good for ForGG. He's buying so much time. What looked to be an impossible defense is looking a little bit more likely right now, but on the other hand, he's going to have to worry about Zealots in his main.
It's becoming doable, but those Zealots in the main base are going to be a bit of a problem. It's only well, it's actually quite a few Zealots.
And
like
at the same time, Ben.
Yes, of course, at the same time, the main army pushes up. Colossi and Zealots will easily dispatch this first bunker. Second bunker is going to hang in there for a little while longer, but no, it's going to go ahead and fall. Vikings show up to chase away the Colossi, but look at the Zealots. And Hero is just crushing ForGG. These 2 games have not even been close.
Not even remotely close, man. There's still one Hero Zealot with 12 kills. It will fall eventually. Forcefield zones out all these Marauders and Marines. All the Vikings pretty much died as well. And Hero is off to a very good starting routine.
Absolutely. He's 30 supply up. The natural has been breached. There is no coming down this ramp. Actually, they might be coming down this ramp in just a second. There's no more force field energy. Here it comes ForGG.
It doesn't really matter. He lost so many SCVs. He might actually be able to clean this up because Marauders have so much DPS against Stalkers. But of course, Hero can just reinforce his little army, and all of the Stalkers are pretty low.
He's actually just going to reinforce some more Stalkers. That's how confident he is.
The Marauders are low on HP. ForGG has 11 workers left, man. Hero's on 57 probes still.
27 supply to 91. Even Cass would be in trouble in this situation.
Cass is never in trouble, man.
Well, okay.
You know, Cass always feels confident.
And ForGG does have 11 SCVs, which is about 9 more than Cass is used to working with.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Cass makes those comebacks against Zerg and not all that often against Protoss.
It is also an excellent point. Another high ground warp in for Hero.
that Warp Prism did give Hero the time and the possibility to break this. I'm not sure if he otherwise would have been able to break it, man. Yes, he had a scary army, he had a way bigger army.
Yeah,
but I was starting to like the position of ForGG a little bit.
ForGG's army was getting quite big. ForGG is, of course, going to immediately GG. Hero with the 2-0 victory. Last year's DreamHack winner champion is looking very good in the early stages of his group play.
Then again, man, this is Group D where I think anything can happen. On Stream 1 right now, Naniwa and Torzin are playing against each other. I think it's going to take a little while before we start our next game. I guess 10 to 15 minutes. So I'll say let's hop over to Stream number 1 there where Nani and Torzin are playing each other.
Let's do it. Battle of the Swedes. Guys, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more StarCraft 2. But in the meantime, Nani and Torzin over on the main stage.